In the modern world, there is more and more content, and all this content is becoming heavier. To transfer a large amount of information, more and more resources and the speed of the internet are required. Each of us uses YouTube, Instagram, and many other services to absorb and create something new. It seemed that Wi-Fi 6 and Wi-Fi 6E were just recently introduced, and many users are happy with the 5th generation of wireless technology. But in the meantime, in January 2022, MediaTek introduced Wi-Fi 7 Live. Wi-Fi 6 was created with the goal of improving performance and stability, although the increase was 37% compared to the previous generation, which is not as impressive as the 10-fold increase in Wi-Fi 5. For new tasks for K-video, 8K with data transfer up to 20 gigabits per second, VR and AR, remote work, cloud computing, and so on require incredibly high bandwidth, which is beyond the standard Wi-Fi 6. It is precisely this gap that will be addressed in the new standard Wi-Fi 7. The latest generation, of course, will allow you to transmit more information and at a higher speed, as well as reduce the amount of interference that occurs during operation. Let's take a closer look at all the changes and new items. Wi-Fi 7 will use a quadrature modulation scheme for 096QAM to increase the maximum transmission speed. Only thanks to this change the theoretical increase in speed will be 20%. Wi-Fi 7 will support 2.4, 5 and 6 GHz frequencies. This variety allows for multi-channel communication. It is designed to reduce latency ping and increase transmission speed by sending and receiving data at different frequencies. This innovation will be useful in VR, games and cloud computing. In Wi-Fi 6, the channel width has been increased from 80 to 160 MHz. MediaTek will continue the trend by increasing this figure by another 2 times 320 MHz. Wi-Fi 7 will also introduce new bandwidth types, including 240 MHz adjacent, 160 plus 80 MHz non-adjacent, 320 MHz adjacent. MIMO technology creates multiple simultaneous connections to send data over multiple streams. The more Wi-Fi devices connected, the more compression of the communication channel is required. Wi-Fi 6 supports 8 spatial streams running at the same time. Wi-Fi 7 will have 16 such streams, which will double the speed. In Wi-Fi 6 and earlier standards, if there was interference on one of the channels, then all channels behind that channel were unavailable. In Wi-Fi 7, the sub-channel skipping mechanism will block the noisy channel so that all other channels behind it can work unhindered. All innovations in theory give an increase in data transfer speed up to 46 gigabits per second. But do not forget that such data was obtained in laboratory conditions and the speed in everyday use will vary significantly. According to various sources, the first routers with Wi-Fi 7 support will appear in 2023 to early 2024. TP-Link, one of the largest manufacturers of network routers, has announced new Wi-Fi 7 routers. These are the first officially launched routers in the world to support the new version of the Wi-Fi standard, and they will hit the market in 2023. Thank you for watching and write in comment what do you think about Wi-Fi 7.